Alright, folks, let's go ahead and hop into it today. Gas lock on my chair's breaking. Oh boy, so you can hear creaking. Getting started early today, which is weird. But I just kind of want to get into it and go live. I got some other things I want to take care of today as well. So, anyway, I want to start by, I'm going to link this over in the old chat. I'll probably do a dedicated video on this, but I just want to point it out because it's been making the rounds this week. And it's a little mini graphic novel about rabbits and a social credit system. And the big reason I want to talk about it is that besides its messaging, which is good, it's actually very well executed. And so I like to talk about things that are well executed and why they're well executed. So I'll start this off as people are kind of coming into the chat. I think I have a whopping 6 people, probably because I started earlier than normal. Just to talk about what this does really well, this Lovely People comic. And let me see if I can remember the author's name. Mina, I think. Mina, she's Finnish. Mina Sundberg. Okay. So anyway, here's the basic rundown of this. The exposition is done really well, and so you're going to get the concept of it right away. So it starts off with 3 rabbits, and those are the 3 central characters. Each of the 3 central characters really represents a different flavor of and reaction to how the social credit system is going to work. So, thank you, phone. Yes, I'm aware I need to record videos right now. It's like, you need to live stream right now. Yes, that's what I'm doing. Citizens, it is a joyful day today. Today, the long-awaited transparency update is going live for our beloved social credit system. Oh, what does this mean? It means you will be able to see your scores. Yes, your own and everyone else's. Oh, there's more. Yes. So this is a way of doing a kind of direct exposition. If Stan Lee were to do this, he'd do this in captions at the beginning of a comic like this, a speculative comic like this, that just tells you how things work. This is very efficient, and it lets you know the stakes and what the main conflict is right away. Thus far, while perfecting the system, we have veiled what actions lower or raise your score, but now we believe you are ready for that information. No longer do you need to worry, is doing this good for my score, or did saying that lower my score? Now you'll know all of it. Use this fountain of knowledge to better yourselves and the world. The transparency update is live. Behold your scores. We at Alazongal and the World Council love you. Okay, so I like that because the exposition, it's direct exposition, but it's done in a way that doesn't feel like just narrative captions, like what you would get in a, like if Stan Lee were to do it. You also see this not just with Stan Lee, but lots of other writers in the Marvel and DC schools as well, but mostly Marvel up through the 1980s, and then it kind of gets abandoned for more characters kind of saying things that they already know, expositional dialogue, which I find awkward. So rather than doing expositional dialogue, they just do direct exposition. It's more efficient, it's better, it just works really, really well. Okay, so that's the first thing that's very well executed about this story. So in one page, you basically set up the speculative aspect of the world. What if things were like this? What if things were like this? Okay. It's not that far from what we have in our world, right? We have a social credit system. It's just hidden, and you don't know when it's going to pop. And the way the social credit system works is not open. At least in China, it's open. So in this case, it's the social credit system we already have becoming more transparent. Then we have 3 characters, each of which has a different reaction. How come mine is so pathetic? What have I done wrong? And how is your score so high? I knew it. This is why Potato and Tomato were rejected from premium preschool. They are not slow learners. So right away, you have the consequences of the speculative aspect of the show, of the comic, and then you go into it. So there's 3 characters. The first one is the master of the social credit system and embraces it and basically loves it. The second one is someone who is more neutral on it, to negative. And then the third one is somebody who is easily swayed, the main character, this yellow rabbit right here, who is going to be basically taking on the role of a kind of tragic character. Now, tragic characters don't have bad things happen to them so much as they make bad decisions. They get persuaded to do bad things. And so that's the way that this story is set up, and that's the way it continues all the way through it. So one of the big points, which is really, I think, what got a bunch of people on the internet upset, is this thing where she no longer gets social credit for reading the Bible. In fact, she gets negative social credit for reading the Bible. And you end up with a situation where she abandons her faith in order to improve her social credit score, in order to gain the advantages of the world, and then says, how can I be forgiven for that? And that's really the big conflict. Now, in a medieval or a, maybe let's just say more classic approach, this actually isn't a tragedy at all. It's a comedy. Even though the main character is a tragic character, it's a comedy because it turns out to have a positive ending. So anyway, you can check that out. I'll do a more thorough analysis there. But one of the reasons that I think it's good is that it executes its story very, very well. It uses a combination of direct exposition to set up the speculative aspects with indirect exposition, or this is kind of expositional dialogue where you have a teacher explaining to students how the system works, which kind of goes a little bit deeper into the speculative aspects. And then you'd have some actual character changes spread across 3 characters, one of which is fully embracing the system and is kind of Machiavellian. The other one is persuaded to be more Machiavellian, and the third one who is at first positive to neutral and gets persuaded to think in the other direction. So you have kind of 2 neutral characters. One goes one way, one goes the other. And so it creates a really good contrast between them. So those 3 main characters each have a different direction that they go to create some tension and conflict in the story. And in general, you have a great feeling of tension when you want the characters to do something and they don't do it. That's a really good way to execute a story that has a tragic character. You desperately want the character to do the right thing, and instead he does the wrong thing. So anyway, and the art is great too. It's a digital style, in case you can't tell, but it's very, very well done digital style. So yeah, I like the art as well. It's got a more Western aesthetic, very cartoony, but I think that really works for this story. There's something about the very sweet and innocent cartoon appearance of the bunnies that has an interesting mix with the mood. So the mood is lightened by the appearance of the bunnies. So it seems like it's a comedy the whole time, but really you're looking at something more tragic and strange. And I don't think you'd have the same feelings or effect if it wasn't cute bunnies doing it, if it was like people. So anyway, it would seem too dour if you had people, and it wouldn't feel like what it actually is, which is a more medieval or classic comedy. So anyway, check that out. And that one's been making the rounds this week, so I do recommend it. I think it's really good. It's a short graphic novel. It's free, so just go ahead and check it out. And if there's a way you can support the artist, consider doing that as well. Anyway, let's hop into some games here, because that's kind of what I feel like doing today is playing some games. I'm not in like a huge work mood. I'm going to do work, obviously, because I think we need to do work. Oh, I was still playing the I kind of like the music from this, but we will actually, let me save the game here. I'll show you. Can I show you this game? This is a visual novel. I was wanting to look more at visual novels this year, and so this is one for the PlayStation Vita that I think works pretty good. It's called Hakuki Kyoto Winds, and it's got some great approach to slowly unraveling mysteries and things like that. So I'll talk about that when I finish it, because I think it's a pretty well done little visual novel here. Let me see if I can let's go over, get adrenaline going here. So yeah, I use adrenaline for most of this stuff to play. You get a lot more options with adrenaline versus just playing your PSP games normally, or your PS1 games. So I have a bunch of, I basically have some large percentage of the PS1 catalog on here. And then all my PSP games too, basically. So you can run them on Adrenaline here. Go. You know, run filters and things like that. Anyway, let's play a little bit. I've been feeling like playing like just a JRPG because that's just what I've been feeling like lately. Yeah, the art looks down. Pink is peony, yellow is marigold, gray is peppermint. If you want the names, I just don't remember the names because I only read it once. No, peony is the it's the one who's like the influencer, you know, who's like super into it. Love that harp theme. Now, it does look a little bit better on the Vita than it does probably on your screen. And I'm not sure why that is, but I think it's just, it's smaller so you don't notice the pixels as much. Yeah, PS1, there's a lot of games that were great for the PS1. A lot of them, luckily, you can still get on modern platforms. Like, you can get the whole Spyro trilogy you can get on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, but there's a bunch of little JRPGs that never really made it off the PS1 to like more modern platforms. And so it's pretty cool to have those as well. All right, so I got some upgraded weapons. I'm going to try that boss that I failed at the other time. I unlocked the crystal that gave me some... What am I doing? I need to go this way. Let's go straight up. There we go. I unlocked the earth crystal that gave me some more classes like ninja, etc. We need to get back in this this ship. So yeah, there's a lot of little JRPGs that never made it off of the PS1. I could probably come up with like a little list. There's people who are way more experts at it than I am. I'll go ahead and rest here. And this is an interesting thing, you know. It's really good to have an ability to like play them, you know, on the go. Pretty cool. I also have a launch PS3, which is a great way to play PS1 games if you can get your hands on a launch PS3. The 60 gig model is I think the best one. Do I have it? See if there's any that I haven't bought here. Okay. I kind of switched all my classes around. I got 3 classes to job level 99, or 3 jobs to level 99, because they were already at like level 90 something when I unlocked the next crystal, because it took so long to unlock it. So I was like, why not just you know, why not just do the do the job level max, get it maxed out, so then it's maxed. So you basically get a legendary item from the legendary smith if you have your job level max. So the ones that I maxed were monk, geomancer, and white mage. So I had 3 max jobs, and then I switched off of those. Unfortunately, you can't use the legendary items except for the class that they're made to be with. Okay, I missed the island. This is kind of an annoying thing, is like you miss this island a lot because the view is so narrow. Let's go. Have to do sight. So I switched some of my classes around. I figured I'd try them all out. Yeah, we're right there. Try them all out, and you know, if we want, we can always go back to the legendary items with those water crystal ones. So we'll try this. We'll try Devout out for now. It's a pretty good class. It's basically White Mage Plus, and it has a pretty cute outfit. It's like got bunny ears and stuff. It'd be better if Lydia were the. I can make Lydia the Devout, I guess. She'd be cute with it. Just trying to remember where this little secret dungeon was. It's not here. I think it's over there. Let's see if I can get there. Get there somehow. The frame rate's also a little bit weird on this version of the game as well. Because... there's something with the video out in the beta. Cannot land here. Okay. Good to know. While the store is still open for like the PS3 and stuff, you can buy a bunch of PS1 games on the PS3 and play them, and they run like flawlessly. Here we go. Lake door. Now I already got all the items out of this dungeon, but I couldn't beat the last boss, so we're gonna try to do that boss again. Our little sage here has tons of magic power. It can use all magic. In the original Famicom version, you had to get it out of a special dungeon, but you just get it with the Earth Crystal in this one. But her attacks are super weak. Nope, I guess this is not the way. Look at those snake monsters. Let's see here. What? Try fire. See how hard fire hits. We'll find out. Ninja hits pretty hard. Knight with the Ultima weapon, how hard does he hit? He hits even harder. Physical's kind of overpowered in this game. That's weak. Let me save those for cures. I'm thinking Geomancer is just going to be better overall, because Geomancer, you can use magic and just... There's no mana, so you just grind your way through the dungeon. Like, just blasting everything with your magic without worrying about, like, running out of mana ever. Now, it's not as good for bosses, but it's really good for, like, all the mobs. Just have my magic guys, like, guard all the way there. And my physical guys just attack. Bam. By the way, the PC version, if you get the PC version of Final Fantasy III, it's this. So, if you're wondering, like, hey, should I get the PC version? Yeah, you'll get this, but it's going to look a little bit sharper because it's going to run at a higher resolution and stuff. This is running at whatever the PSP's resolution was, which I don't remember exactly what it was off the top of my head. The Vita runs at 540p. But you don't really notice that it's like lower res than other things because of the games. So. Yeah, I might switch back to Geomancer depending on how Sage works out here. Hey, how would you recommend to go about writing alien races and cultures? I'm afraid of them feeling monolithic. I don't know. There's a million ways to do it. There's no wrong way to do it necessarily. They might be monolithic, like if they're a bug species or something, and there's like a grand, you know, they have like a hive mind, then they're going to be monolithic. You know, if they're like octopuses, then they'll be more solitary or something. It just depends how you want to go about it. If you're doing the Star Trek style stuff, Star Trek really, alien races are just different variants of humanity. They're like intended to show off different, you know, different speculative ideas about the human race, not really be truly alien. I didn't, you know, I liked in Babylon 5, they had, I think it was Babylon 5, they had an alien race that was just like completely foreign You know, like lived in a different atmosphere and everything. It was like an octopus race. You know, I like that kind of stuff. You also had a little bit of that with Star Trek The Next Generation. You had alien races that were... the humans couldn't even really communicate with because they were too different. They had no way... they had like no common ground for discussion at all. I think it's probably the same thing writing fantasy races. You know, you want to think about what elements of their culture are important and what their religion's like, how that affects their everyday work, how division of labor happens. All that stuff is in the background, though. You don't need to spend time, like, explicitly describing it. 9999! Ultimate Weapon's pretty good. The Ferengi. The Ferengi are just like robber baron humans, but with more pathos. You know? So they're just an expression of human greed. That's all they are. Darmok at Tanagra. Yeah, everybody speaks in by listing events rather than saying concepts. They don't have concepts, rather their concepts are linked explicitly to historical events. That's a cool idea. I like that episode. Now, just a tip with this game, if you really want everybody's HP to grow a lot, you make everybody a black belt and grind out like 10 levels, and you guys will have like huge HP. You'll have like an extra 3,000 health or something. What's my job level here? Job level 8. Job level 2. 1650. Could probably get job level 99 with the knight and get like the legendary weapon. Then your knight is like uber powerful. I'm going to create a little save state here. Go to... let's replace the old save. I had another saved state right here. Let's replace that one. Overwrite state. Here we go. Meme culture 30 years early. Alright, let's see if we can beat Leviathan this time and get the epic summon. I am Leviathan. Only those strong in the light may receive my aid. Let us test our strength. Leviathan attacks you. I think I had some kind of dream about this at some point. I'm gonna pre-heal here. See, we can do something like summon Odin a bunch of times. Oh, it's a crit. Oh, he hits for 1. Oh, dude, we're gonna stomp him. Can't claim credit for that one. It's been floating around for a while. How can you join the Discord? I can get a link, I think. Let me see if I can make a link here. I don't use Discord a lot. So I don't remember how to do any of this. Oh, we're all like green here. Suna. Let's just do a big cure here. And we can summon Rama. What can we do here? Oh wait, I have Bahamut. Let's see what that does. Here we go. My ninja and knight are just gonna kill this thing on its own, I bet. Oh, it's got reflect. So we're healing him. Oh, that's great. We just healed the crap out of him. Oh, I summoned Odin. I wasn't looking at him. Yeah, it's a reflect effect. All right, so it casts reflect. That's cool. And this is aura, so now we have aura. The problem is now we can't heal ourselves. So that was a bad idea. But it may reflect the tidal wave, you know? It may have to use items. Use like some high potions here. Use a high potion on... Let's do... I'll have a Thundaga. We'll do Drain. Ah, we beat him anyway. He was just like impossible to kill earlier, and then he's like super easy now. Your light is indeed strong. I am at your service. We get a new summon. Leviathan. Sweet. Basically, like, if you can do Summoner or Sage. There's no reason to do Summoner over Sage. Sage is better in pretty much every single way. Yeah, see? Leviathan. So you can do all of this stuff. You can do big cures. In fact, I should learn... Let's see here. Kuraga. See? So you can do a lot of good stuff with the Sage. Basically having a... Just, like, the utility is insane. Alright. So we beat this guy. Levia. Wingardium Leviosa. Let's teleport out of here. Save some time. We're not gonna, there's no reason to like grind our way out. Have a good one. Have a good afternoon. Alright. Now, we get to go do... What dungeon are we gonna go do now? Eureka. Eureka's technically an optional dungeon, but you get a lot of good stuff out of it, so... And you really kind of got to power up for the final... Like, the final thing or whatever is really a huge pain. The final dungeon is so long and brutal. It's kind of why I'm leaning Geomancers, because to get through the final dungeon, you either got to use a lot of elixirs or, like, to refill your mana. Which you can do. That's not that big of a deal. You can buy those. Or you got to do something like the... like the Geomancer that just doesn't have to ever worry about mana. That just can spam super destructive spells every single turn. What do you think about the rumors of Microsoft possibly buying Discord? I heard about that. You know, the thing is like Microsoft has been on an interesting spree of buying things. Microsoft, in terms of what it's done over the years, I feel like the guys in charge of Microsoft, for the most part, know what they're doing. So, the question is, why would they want to buy Discord? Like, how is Discord gonna be a moneymaker? Maybe it'll play into their, like, game, you know, their game things. I don't know. I don't know why they would buy it. Never replaying Dragon Quest VI. Right now I'm ripping the symphonic suites of 1 through 7 from CD to PC. Sweet. In the remake, the Sage was nerfed so it can't use stronger effective summon. Was it? Seems pretty pretty crazy. But you know, Ninja and Sage both you had to get out of like out of Eureka, so it was pretty hard to use those. All right, let's go ahead. But Sage gets all the like max level black magic spells. It's pretty good. You could do Magus if you really wanted like to. I already got all this. If you wanted to just do black magic only, which is not bad. You know, I think that makes, I mean, it makes sense on one level. If it's cheaper to buy the company and acquire the patents and the tech, then you do that rather than trying to make your own. I feel like they've already had that tech, though. That's the weird thing. So, I don't know. And they already have, like, Xbox Live, so I don't know what they would do with Discord. Maybe, like, turn Discord into Xbox Live PC or something? I don't know what they would do. I don't know. It seems like a weird acquisition for them, considering they already have, basically already have all this stuff. But I don't know. Somebody probably has a different idea in mind for like what they could do with it than what I'm thinking of. Information harvesting could be it. I mean, there's a lot of money in that, harvesting the information. Yeah, I think Geomancer is probably going to be just the better class overall now that it's max, because you can be spamming so much stuff. Like you can use magic every turn without ever having to worry about MP, and it hits really hard when you're at job level 99. Xbox Live Party Chat kind of sucks, and they want crossplay with computer players. So yeah, maybe that's it. Here we go. It's called a bone dragon, but it's like a plesiosaurus. Like it's a floating dinosaur. Ouch. Yeah, so we can do a lot of this stuff. We have 15 charges of Blizzaga, which is nice. See how much damage Thunder does. They tried to kill Discord back in the day, saying that the Tiki Torch crowd was using it for hate. It's a better version of Skype Teams that Microsoft makes. Yeah, they've had Skype for a long time. I feel like Skype, they've never been able to really figure out what Skype should do. And this is something that I noticed with products, is products start off as a focused idea, and then they add features, and then you lose focus with it. So Skype is probably a pretty good example of this. Skype was, for a long time, just video conferencing software, just like video calls. And then it's like, well, we're going to add text chat, we're going to add all this other stuff, and people didn't really use those extra features. You know, people used to raid in like Skype chat, like in WoW, because people had it on like Macs and stuff like that. So over time, like the focus gets lost, and then they're not even that great of a video chat platform anymore. And I don't know, they just didn't stick to like, this is what it is. They're like, well, it has to do everything. We don't really need something to do everything. And I feel like that's Discord. It's like Discord does a lot of things and 90% of them I don't care about. Here's the exit. Yeah, there's always rumors of like Microsoft buying something. They were gonna buy Apple at one point. Kind of wish they had, but they basically bought a bunch of Apple stock in the 90s, and people are like, Microsoft is buying Apple. So no, Microsoft's always been into diversifying everything they do. For some reason, like they've really gone. For a while, there was this doubt that they were going to. Oh, my daughter's upset about something. You know, there was this doubt that there was this thought that they were going to abandon gaming when the Xbox One did not do well at launch. Well, when Skype calls came out, they didn't suck because there was nothing that did what Skype did any better. Skype was the best platform because it was pretty much the only one. This is before the days of like FaceTime. You know, before the days of FaceTime. Am I going the right way? Oh, we'll find out. FaceTime didn't become a thing until like way after Skype. So, you know, then they didn't really improve their technology that much. And then people were trying to chat with me on Skype at one point. It's just like, man, I can't do 100 different chat platforms. I just can't do it. It's too much. It's like I got messages on Facebook Messenger, Skype, you know, text messages, Twitter messages, private messages on YouTube when that was a thing. You know, you had just, it's just too much. Oh yeah, I saw this one too. So if the PS4 internal batteries, they have like an internal clock battery, basically like a PRAM battery. If that fails, then like the console is basically a brick, and it's there so that you can't fake your trophy information. That's why it's there. So at a certain point, if they can't, you know, if the battery fails and you replace it, it can call back the servers and be good to go. But it has to make some sort of online contact for the system to be enabled to read disks and do stuff like that again. So basically your PS4 is like a ticking time bomb of a brick. You know, eventually it will brick itself because the battery will run out eventually. And if you replace it and the servers are down, if they've already taken the servers offline, we're talking 20 years in the future though, you know, or at least 10. Who knows when they're going to take down the PS4 servers? They still haven't taken down the PS3 servers. That's still just a rumor. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? Meanwhile, my original NES is still running strongly. Yep, mine too. My GameCube runs. My PS3 runs, you know. I think if you were wanting to have... Oh, my. There goes Lydia. Have to get her up. You know, I think the PS3 still runs pretty darn well. Raise. And we're doing like no damage because these guys are still in the back row. Sucks. Imagine caring about the authenticity of trophies. You create timed irrelevancy for the PS4, making it useless after a few years. What was development thinking? I don't know. Apparently people care about trophies. Like, I was like, why is anyone talking about trophies or caring about? Like, what does this matter? Who cares about trophies? Like, why in the world would you care about that? But I guess there's people who care about trophies. I have no idea why anyone cares about a trophy on PS. Like, who's looking at it? Is anyone looking at it? Maybe I don't use the PS4 the way that other people do. And so I'm like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, thank you for the super chat. You're streaming earlier, so I finally caught a stream. Usually when you stream here, it's like 2 o'clock. Yeah, I wanted to get things done a little bit earlier today. Yeah, I want to get things done a little bit earlier today because I don't know, I'm in a mood today. Not wanting to do work, which means I need to get the work out of the way. I was going to take the kids to like a baby animal days at a local farm. They have like all the baby goats and all the baby sheep that they've been having. But my kids got up at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. So that has been tough. I'm like, I just want to play some games and chill out. I really want to play like Final Fantasy VII right now. I don't know, I'm just in a mood for that game. But this is a good substitute. I really like Final Fantasy III. It's got really good, fun gameplay. Or like Final Fantasy VII Remake again. I take a quick look on the achievements on Steam from time to time, but it's more to kill time. Now, in World of Warcraft, achievements became a thing because it was like, link your achievement for some dungeon that you did after a while. Achievement points, when they came out with them, it was like, oh my god, this guy has a ton of achievement points. Or you could do achievements and get prizes. So you got like mounts and stuff, which was pretty cool. Like I remember when they implemented achievements, I got a white Drake mount in World of Warcraft, and it was like, whoa, a white dragon. I was like, how'd you get a white dragon? It's like, I collected 50 mounts. My bank was literally full of mounts because they didn't have like a mount. Now it's like all your mounts are in this catalog thing. They didn't have that originally, so it was like a big deal. And then I got 100 mounts and got the blue Dragonhawk. And then I got 150 mounts and all I got was this lame green kite. I was very disappointed by that. And if you got 100 pets, you got this deer. It was all pretty cool. Yeah, time-based trophies are a fraction of a fraction. Meanwhile, they haven't figured out, like, I don't know. Like, haven't figured out how to stop people using no pay station. Which, if you don't know what that is, it's downloading the games from Sony servers. Doesn't mean they'll run, because you still have DRM and stuff, but it's like, it's a way that people pirate Sony games, is they simply download them from Sony servers. Fumagar. Let's see what that is. Well, I guess that's nice. Actually, let's see if I have the Genji armor. Let's see if anything else can wear the Fumagar. Nope. All right, we'll put it on Clint. I liked achievements as a kid. My friends and I would race to get harder achievements first. After I was 14, though, I stopped caring and just played games how I wanted. Oh, one shot. All right. Not too hard. I don't care about trophies. I've never looked at my trophies in any game I've ever played on the PlayStation 4, not once. I've seen things pop up, I'm like, oh, that's a trophy? I see them pop up on the Vita, too. I'm like, what? A trophy? I'm like, what? Yeah, download from Sony servers, strip the DRM, go. It's the middle step that can prove tricky. Yeah. So they haven't stopped, like, no pay station. Uh-oh, blind. Miss. Let's go with the Zaga. Yeah, so if you don't know what no pay station is, you can download anything on the Sony, not anything, but if somebody has bought it and shared basically the server calls for the, it basically works like an FTP server. So if you have the address for the software, you can download it. Problem is it's got DRM attached to it. So if you want to make digital backups of your digital PS4 games on your PC, you actually can do that. It's not hard actually at all to do that. You can use no pay station to do it as long as you have that. As long as it's on no pay station, as long as they figured it out. Which for most things they figured it out, I know. You can do it on the Vita too. You can just download the games directly. Just getting them to work is the difficult part. But it's not that hard. If you know how to look for things. I'm not going to explain on the stream, but it's not that hard to do if you know what you're doing. But yeah, you can make digital backups of all your PlayStation games if you feel like you need to. You can use no pay station to do that. And that's an option. Like let's say your PS4 dies at some point and the servers have gone offline. If you have that hard drive where you've stored all your games, you may have an ability to play the games that you've paid money for. Keep in mind, like, these are games that you freaking bought them. You know, you paid money for them. Oh, tax evasion. Moral things with tax evasion. Well, I think it depends on the tax and what evasion means. I don't think, my personal opinion is I do not believe people are morally obligated to pay thieves. So if that taxation is part of thievery, I don't think you're morally obligated to do it. Now, Jesus has actually preached on this, and there's several interpretations where someone says, should we pay taxes to the Romans? Actually, not taxes, it's tribute, I think is the actual word. So the way that the Romans got taxes is kind of interesting. Shuriken. Now, that's a one-time use item that does a crap ton of damage that a ninja can throw. And so Jesus holds up a denarius and says, who's on the denarius? And they say Caesar. It's probably Tiberius who was on the denarius. So render under Caesar what is Caesar's and render under God what is God. So a lot of people have interpreted that as like you should pay taxes. But the other interpretation is really that you are using the Roman coinage system and then objecting to paying taxes on the Roman monetary system, which you yourselves are enjoying. So it's part of this hypocrisy thing, which is like you don't want to pay taxes to the Romans, yet here you are with their silver, right? So you're happy to take their silver, but you're not happy to give it back to them, which indicates that you're not acting in a 100% honest way. So if you're using the monetary system, you're paying taxes even if you completely avoid all taxes to the US government somehow. Like, basically, I've talked about how a lot of immigrant communities will just not pay any taxes at all by doing everything under the table. So if you do everything under the table and you avoid taxes, you evade taxes, you're still paying taxes in the form of inflation, which is a tax that can't be avoided because the government prints more money and just steals the value of the money you already have. I'm going to hit him with Blizzaga. When I first got notified of trophies for my PS3, I was thinking, what? A trophy? That's a thing now? You think they'll continue to drive up the prices of physical games to try and coerce people into going digital? Much easier to control what people play that way. Well, I think that's already happened because it's very easy to just offer a sale on a digital game. It really doesn't cost you much to deliver that game. It's just the cost of maintaining the servers. So you've had this for more than 10 years with Steam sales. It's really convenient. I don't have a physical copy of Oblivion, guys. As much as I love Oblivion, the last physical Elder Scrolls game I had was Morrowind. Uh-oh. Here we go, guys. I'm going to save the state just in case. So, yeah, I think what happens is that people see that digital sale and then want to buy the game. It's tempting because you can't buy the physicals don't often go on sale. The Moonring Blade, Force of Darkness. Uh-oh. Let us see what you are made of. It's a boss. What time is it? 1:20. Ooh, he looks pretty neat. I like him. Amon. Looks like the other king. We have a bunch of high-level magic we can hit here. Like Quake. Crit! They can try, but they'll never beat used games market. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with used games too, is like eventually if you don't have a whole lot of physical games floating around, used games stay high. So you see this, try buying like old SNES games. They could be quite expensive depending on the game. And depending on the game you're looking at, they can be quite expensive. Because there's a limited supply of them. Whereas with digital games, it's an unlimited supply. The price can always go down. And really, digital games become a good deal if you don't have it already, because a lot of times you can buy, you can buy older games for like $5 on Steam. Ouch. Yeah, the Sage just doesn't hit very hard. I really need to go back to the Geomancer. Like, Legendary Geomancer is just going to be better for, like, virtually everything, I think. Magic, we'll do a Curaga. And what can we hit you with here? Let's see what Leviathan does. There we go. Get everyone topped off here. He's casts a bunch of different magic, I guess. Might be a good boss to put on, like, Reflect or something. One thing you can do in this game is get a Viking. The Viking can taunt. So you have the Viking taunt, and then you just throw high potions on him. You have Reflect on him, and throw high potions, and then, like, he just is gonna destroy bosses like this. It becomes really easy. Like, we can cast Reflect on ourselves, I guess. I think this casts Haste, so let's try that. Get our agility up. I think my monk will probably still hit harder with the legendary items than this ninja, believe it or not. What's your thoughts on Malazan? I like the Malazan Book of the Fallen quite a bit. Particularly the first 6 books. I think it starts to just... they're still good after that, but, like, the stories are more contained for those 6 books. It's not for everyone, though, because a lot of people are... Let's do, Kiraga. We're gonna hit this guy with. Try that. Yeah, I think Malazan Book of the Fallen is a really good series. I really enjoy it. It does only indirect exposition, though, so you just have to kind of piece together how the world works by watching the characters do things in it. There's very little humor in it. There is some humor, but the humor doesn't usually come off very well. It tends to be quite a dour series, but I do enjoy it a lot. I think it's like if you want grimdark, indirect exposition at like the top level, that's probably the best series. I certainly think it's better than, say, Wheel of Time. Can I equip that? Moonring Blade? I can. Oh no, that's lower attack than my Kiku emoji. What about... No, I can't. I have the ultimate weapon! Makes my knight super powerful. Moonring Blade. Alright. Speaking of humor, when writing a book, is it okay to have like a 200-word comedy scene every now and then to lighten the mood? Absolutely. I think it's a great thing to do. I think humor is essential. Especially the more serious the story is, the more it's good to have humor. There's lots of humor in Lord of the Rings. And it's good. And the movies, I think, did a good job of maintaining some of that comic relief. They call it comic relief for a reason. Is that it becomes very omnirod. Oh. There we go. It becomes really, you need to lighten the mood sometimes. It's a good idea to lighten the mood sometimes. Uh-oh. Whoa! A snake! No step on snake. Yeah, even though it doesn't advance setting character plot, you can do both. It advances characters. If it reveals something about the characters, that's great. Do it. Crit. You want to advance characters that way. You can do it with humor. And it's good to sprinkle humor in every once in a while. I think humor is a good thing to have. So yeah, I approve of humor. Masamune, the Mystic Blade. If you like samurai blades, you can always read my book, Muramasa Blood Drinker. I'm going to try to get this out on hardback soon. It's got a little bit of a myth that I made up about the Masamune blades and the Masamune school. And Muramasa. Is Publisher Rocket worth the $97 investment? I bought it for like $15. And I got my money out of it. It depends what you want to do with it. I think it's good for finding keywords for ads if you're wanting to run the ads game. I think it's good for lots of things. Depends what you want to do. If you're a person who is really interested in writing to market, people like that. You know, like that. I don't do that. I don't write to market. I don't give a crap about the market. I really don't. So I talk about it often because people get upset that no one buys their book. I just simply don't care if people buy the book. You know, if I write the book that I want to write, and if it's not popular, who cares? I wanted it to exist more than I cared about selling copies. Doesn't mean I'm writing for myself only and I care nothing about anyone else. It's really just summon this guy. It's really just like I don't care about finding some little underserved niche market. I just don't care about it at all. Uh-oh. Wow. That was pretty tense there. Yeah, Witcher 3 has tons of humor. Witcher 1 does, so does Witcher 2. There's a lot of humor. You know, there's like a joke, I think it's in the first Witcher. He doesn't know the best way to take fist stick. What's that? You fold your skin back and rub. Where? Where you can fold your skin back. I always thought that was funny. Let's see. Yeah, let's keep doing some damage here. Magic. So actually, let's do a Phoenix down, and I'm going to do Kiraga. That should work out. I have to go someone else shill for the Discord. I'm going to try to find a link. I don't remember how to generate links here. Invite people. There's a... No, edit, invite link. Alright, this should work. Alright. Make sure I was in the right server. Alright. Okay. Let's do another summon here. Hitra. Or Odin. I'll try Hyper. Been reading Wheel of Time, and in book 7, Matt gets raped by an older queen at knife point. Comes off like Jordan didn't even realize what he'd written and thought it could meet it. Left a bad taste. Okay, well that works. We got to get these guys pumped up. Do Phoenix down. Might cast Reflect here if I can get. Dandelion, or is it Dandelion? I don't know. Dandelion told Geralt he had a vampire friend before. Geralt didn't believe him and asked if he had a golden dragon too. Dandelion told him he actually did, so joke's on him. Let's see if we can get her up here. Get him up. Yeah, YouTube is really not a fan of. I just can't get the timing right. We're probably gonna die out here. No, we won! Just barely. I think I would have done better had I had the Geomancer. I think Geomancer is probably going to be better than Sage in this case. But the double cure is really nice. Being able to, like, just really heal everybody up. Masamune! That's going to be, I think, a top level ninja weapon. Let's find out. Effective against dividing enemies. Alright. I'll get that Kiku. What is it? Kiku Ichimoji. Alright. Good times. Had by all. Phoenix down. Good. I need more Phoenix down. Alright, let's see how far we can get here. I'm going to create a save state here in just a second. Overwrite that state. Just in case I need to quit. Are you familiar with Kit Senchia? Yeah. I recently bought his book, Pulp on Pulp, Tips and Tricks for Writing Pulp Fiction, which also has contributions by J.D. Cowan. Thank you. Good for buying it. I didn't contribute anything to the book, but yeah, he's a good writer. He writes samurai fiction as well, too. So if you're into that, he has like a book called Dungeon Samurai. Check that out. If one cares about making money rather than writing merely as a hobby, is Publisher Rocket then worth the investment? I think so. I think if you can get it on sale, it's definitely worth the investment. Occasionally they have sales on it. It's not one of those things that you just never see a sale on it. But it's very helpful for playing the Amazon game. I'll put it that way. It used to be called like Kindle Rocket or KDP Rocket. So it's very useful for playing the Amazon game. I'll put it that way. It's good for picking categories. Good for helping pick out keywords. Oh, all right. Let's find out what this is. Excalibur, the legendary sword. Let's see if your light burns brighter than mine. Look at this guy. It's Elric. Do I have protect magic? I don't even know if I do. I don't think it really does much in this game. Yeah, here it is. Put protect on her. Let's see what we got to summon here. This guy is red, so he might be like a fire guy. Let's just try that. Babylon Blues was terrific, and I don't even care much for Cyberpunk. Good. Oh, yeah, it's hard. Yeah, Wheel of Time. The problem with Wheel of Time, I'm just thinking about Wheel of Time right now, is Wheel of Time is very... I'm trying to think of the right word. It gets really bad after like book 6 or book 7. It just, the plot doesn't progress at all after a while. And then it kind of picks up in like book 10, and then Brandon Sanderson finishes it off pretty good. Because like all the pieces are in place, but nothing is moving you closer to any kind of goal or any kind of finality of the book series after about book 6. It's like nothing really happens. And it slows down by book 6, for sure, too. So it definitely slows down by book 6. Get something here. Let's try... Titan. Are you familiar with Adam Lane Smith? I'm familiar with him. I've been considering buying his book, Write Like a Beast, but I don't know whether it has much more to offer than other writing advice books. I haven't read it, so I can't tell you. In general, like, things which prescribe formulas for writing are inferior to your work habits. The problem with a formula is not a bad place to start, but it's ultimately not going to make a good book. I'm sorry, but following formulas to the T, like thinking that your formula is going to create a good story is nonsense. Good story comes from good execution across the board, not a formula. And a lot of people who are newer to writing think they're searching for a formula that tells them how to do things, like the 5-paragraph essay. It's like, how do I make a novel, but like with the ironclad format of a 5-paragraph essay? And the answer is you can't. You have to be creative. You have to stretch your creative muscles. You're never going to make a dent in the market if you do things exactly the way other people do them, or you can't do anything that's unique to you. It should be down here, Excalibur. The ultimate weapon. Here we go, Excalibur. Bam. We got it. We got some of the best items here. So yeah, I mean, it's probably a good place to start. You know, so if you're looking for info for, you know, where to start, it probably has some work habit stuff in there too. I haven't read it though. So it's really, I don't know. I can't recommend it or not recommend it. It's just my general thing with writing manuals is that people look at them incorrectly. They think that there's a magic way to do it, but it's really more about just doing it than anything else. In fact, I talked about this on my blog earlier. I need to just make this into a video. If you don't push, you're lazy. So, so Bradford says it's just actionable advice. So that's good. There's an endorsement for you. If you don't push, you're lazy. So I met this Greek composer named Apostolos Paraskevas. He's the composition teacher at Berklee College of Music in Boston. And so this is years ago at this point, like 15 years ago. Hung out with him for a week because he came in to like perform a concert. He like came over to my apartment and drank with me and stuff. He's a very cool guy. someone asked him, you know, how do you compose music? And his response was, asking a man how she composes music is like asking a woman how she gives birth. And he says it with a Greek accent. Asking a man how he composes music is like asking a woman how she gives birth. If you just push. And if you don't push, you're lazy. And that's what it is. And like someone wanted the person asking wanted an answer like, I sit down in Finale and I click in notes. I sit at the piano and I figure out the chords. I write the chords and then the melody. They wanted like a formula, and he didn't give it to him. He's like, you just do it. And if you don't do it, it's because you're lazy. So he gave like a more of a work-centered advice, more of the way a pro actually does it. You must best be in battle if you wish to use me. The spear within the staff attacks you. Whoa. Look at this chick. This is a girl, by the way. She has breasts. Scylla. Actually, let's do it this way. It's that protect magic. Do pump him up real quick. Yeah, workflow and work habits. Newbies don't know either, and Adam uses his own examples to demonstrate what they are and how to do it yourself. Well, that didn't work out, did it? Stona down here somewhere. Actually, what we can do is... yeah, we'll use the golden needle. Should have one here. Our golden needle. There's got to be one in here. There it is. And then this one will be... let's do Kiraga. Plenty of mana for that. You can't assume a girl just because she has breasts. That's racist. There's an ugly chick there. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6-headed wolf mama with like 6 legs also. Well, that didn't work. That timing didn't work out at all. I love that auto cover. The knight is such a good class. Oh, he has a Gumroad course for, like, people to learn the trade. Might be good. Ouch. Well, this will help a little bit. This thing looks like Cerberus and Sleipnir and has an unholy offspring. It'd be funny if she was, like, giving birth to wolf pups back here and they were attacking. That's how I write... that's how I do this. Are you planning to avoid the Amazon Lord of the Rings series as much as I am? I have a feeling they're going to go woke and try to incorporate garbage into Tolkien's original works. If I watch it and talk about it, I'm letting you guys know it's an outrage marketing strategy. In other words, I will talk about it specifically to market my fantasy books as a Machiavellian way to improve my own economic situation. I'm not watching it because I care about the series or think it will be good. In fact, I expect it to be very bad. There we go. Beat that evil wolf woman. I think Apostolos said something else that was kind of interesting about giving birth too, or about working. You know, someone's like was asking him about all the mixed meter he puts in his music, and his answer was basically, "I'm Greek, so all my music is Greek. You are American, so your music just needs to be American." That's interesting. The staff will cast Cura. That's really useful. See, I could actually... I wonder if I could use that from the inventory. You could probably test that out. See if we can beat this last boss here. And he's like, "I'm Greek. My music will always be Greek. Your music must be yours." So his response was like, "You shouldn't just try to emulate what I do. You should do things that are unique to you." All right. Let's see what we get here. "I am Ragnarok, the Demon Blade. Let us test your strength and see if you are worthy." Like, I would really rock, like, 3 physicals in this game if it was viable on bosses. There's also another new writing advice book called The Art and Craft of Writing by L. Jaggy Lamplighter. John C. Wrights right. That's also, I think, Brian's editor. So she's good. Yeah, I'd check it out. Yeah, if I talk about Lord of the Rings, it's going to be because I'm a Machiavellian in that sense. Let's see what Blizzaga does. Ouch. All these tests of strength involve combat, not a single riddle. Clearly they don't know knowledge is power. Oh, he's got Reflect on. That's why he's green. Let's do, I'm not, like, even paying attention to the game here. Oh, he's hitting himself in the face. No! Ouch. Alright, we're gonna lose Mel. Nope, maybe not. Yeah, I think the Amazon series is trying to do like first or second age stuff, like Silmarillion stuff. Which makes me think they're going to screw it up even harder. I just have zero confidence in Amazon producing anything non-woke at this point. It's probably going to be extremely bad. That is 100% my expectation. It is a terrible, terrible series. I don't know if it'll be like legendary bad, but I kind of hope it is so that I can make some money. I tell people how it is. Like, if I talk about something, it's because, you know, it's an opportunity for me to make money at this point. As far as things that I already know are going to be bad. It's not like me turning on a camera in 2015 to talk about Star Wars because I just wanted to. You know, at this point, we kind of already know the game. You know that the game is set up in such a way that you're just not likely to see anything that's good at all. This Ragnarok is slightly better than Excalibur. Oh well. Well, the advantage of having someone that's not you edit your books is that it's just another perspective that someone can give you. Because you're going to... Things that make sense to you are not necessarily going to make sense to other people. So it's helpful to... It can be helpful to have an editor even if you're a professional. And you sell editing services. I don't sell editing services, by the way. Occasionally people ask me if I'll edit their book, and the answer is usually no. Oh, we got some sweet stuff here. Luckily, I got tons of gold. I shouldn't have bought Death because that one never ever works. I think I have Catastro. I have all these, so I don't need to buy these. More shurikens. Shurikens are good to use on like the last boss with the ninja, I think. Another elixir, that's good. Now let's go ahead and learn some of this magic here. Oh, it's the wrong person. Doesn't matter. We'll buy more. We'll buy more stuff here. Tornado. Should have everything here. Let's buy another Arise. The Sage can use Arise too. Arise will not only res, it will fully heal. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, 2021's the last year beloved franchises and settings will die. I don't like, you know, they can't take anything from you. It's like they can't go back and delete. They could go back and re-edit new versions of Tolkien's work, but they can't take them off your bookshelf. You know, which is why you should read that little... Where did I link that story? If you're coming in late, check out the Lovely People comic. Give it some love. You know, they can always like patch your books on Amazon. Arise. All right. We got all the white magic. Sweet. Pretty good. All right, Lydia. What are you going to learn? I have to have a bunch of stuff to learn here. Meteor. Learn... Bio. Thundaga. Do I have Thundaga? Alright. Guess I didn't know Thundaga yet. Shade. Let's do Flare. What level is that? Oh, it's because I already have Bahamut. Alright. Calls down meteors. All right, we got a lot of good stuff here. The writers of the Amazon Lord of the Rings show are J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, whose only writing experience so far is Star Trek Beyond. Their IMDb pages are nearly empty. Yeah. May not be people who really care about the franchise. They want to take it in their own direction. I heard there's going to be cussing and nudity and... Ooh, a secret passage. All kinds of stuff like that. That's what I heard. Ooh, this guy has shurikens. I have one of these. Have. I don't think I need any of this stuff. But we could buy some shurikens. Buy one extra one. They're expensive. They do a ton of damage. You can do like 9999 damage or whatever, but they are super expensive. At this point, might as well hire JJ and Kurtzman. Well, why not? At least you'd get some cool flashy effects. All right. I don't think I'm gonna buy any shurikens. We just kind of gotta save them. Wait. There's something popped up here. Ah, refills you. Okay. Maybe I'll buy one shuriken. Because I don't know what else to spend the gold. I think the rest of the time you want to spend your gil on just buying high potions. Stuff like that. Let's buy one of those. Alright. Yeah, if you care about a franchise, forget about the current version and archive the original version. Let's get out of this dungeon. All right, I think I'm going to call it here because that was a really fun dungeon run, and I'll save the game, and then we can try the tower next time. See what we do. All right. Okay, guys, thanks so much. I will probably leave it there. Hope you guys have a good one. And let me know what you want to see, what you think, what you want to see down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great one, and I do appreciate the super chat. I really do. Oh, anything else? Yes, Needle Ash and Water of Awakening are both now available in hardback. If you want the hardback versions of them, this is what the hardbacks look like. They're laminate hardbacks, not with the dust jackets. So they look like this. The cover design on Water of Awakening is slightly different. There'll be a #1 there. This is like this is just like me testing out the product and figuring out how it works and how how the symmetry of alignment and stuff like that's going to work on the back. So you get a nice, big, beautiful hardback of either one. Check it out, and I'll see you guys next time.